1, 2. Ei, mikrit ei pea kandma, aga saate nagu käes selles suhtes sobib sul.
Äkki ma saan ilma või see on...
See läheb, jah, ta läheb seda, sorry.
Sul ei ole seda kliponi?
Tegelikult on küll. Jah, saab
proovi äkki või?
Jah. Sellega on niimoodi, et ühendab ära ja siis praegu on roheline, kui sa klikid seda, läheb sinise, siis ta share'ib ja kui sa tahad jälle mitte share'ida, vaid uuesti läheb roheline, siis ta share'ib. Okei, oota, ma vahetan praegu seal. Ei, oota, ma toon sulle selle kliponi. Nii, oota, ma vahetan välja selle. Võtan siis kliponi. Toh, nii okei või? Okei.
No pane siis, kuidas sa soovid?
Ja pane siis särgi alt ja siis panen sulle see krae külge. Aga ta millegipärast hakkas imelikult nagu killjuma. Ma korra testin, mis värk sellega on.
Ei toimi või? Tahad käeshoitavaga teha või? Ma saan hakkama.
Okei, siis ma mõtlen, et see käeshoida vähemalt ei kiljunud niimoodi.
Okei.
Kõigepealt ma toon selle taga. Üks, 2. Okei, nii on vast okei. Ja kui mingil põhjusel on vaikne, siis saad pruvida seda numbri 2.
No ütle siis, kui see. Ja hoia mul aega ka. Et kui sa mulle hakkad võtama.
Mis sa tahad? Mis käng sa viskan sulle?
Ütle, et Taivo Vait.
Okei.
Ma ei tea. Näita, ma ei tea lihtsalt. Vaata mulle otsa, ma saan aru.
Ja siis see ka, et seisa siis mingi paar ma ette pool, vaata muidu see projektor kattub su nägu.
Oota, see nump ei töö. Okei, oota. Nii. Kes see tehniline ekspert siin on? Mis ma tegema pean, et see näitaks ma ekraani? Andrei, sa? Mis ma sellega pean tegema?
Jah, mirroring ja pane choose content ja pane screen start mirroring. Ma korra ütlen asja.
How's it going, Andreas? Andreas, are we okay? I'll do the meta before then. I'll speak in English, but Estonian is my native tongue, so please feel free to ask questions in Estonian. And what else? I am very happy if you ask questions or even share something yourself during the talk. So feel free to raise your hand at any time. Okay? I will then promote my Coke Zero addiction. It turns out that I'm in good crowd. I drink a lot of Coke Zero, and it feels like maybe it's too much, but it turns out that Elon Musk also drinks a huge amount, and Warren Buffett drinks a huge amount of Diet Coke. So if you're in the same club as I am with having a bit of an addiction, then you're fine. Maybe you will actually turn out very successful. He seems to be satisfied with his life. I'll put it this way. I don't see him complaining. Üks, kaks. I can start? Cool. My name is Taivo, as you can see on the slide. I will give you a brief introduction myself and then talk about my startup attempts. The reason I call these my startup attempts, not my startups, is that they did not succeed. And ideally, you would have had someone come here and talk about their successful startups, but I assume all of these were busy, so you get me instead. About me. I'll show you roughly my background, and then I'll talk about the very specific slice of my history from like 2020 to 2023, which is the most interesting in this context. But so that you understand sort of what I have done in the past or what my background, I started out as a data analyst coming out of the University of Tartu, having studied computer science. Then I moved into a software engineering, still like relatively data and AI related role at Starship, building the robot self-driving software. Then I built the AI team at Veriff. So I assume, who knows what Veriff does? Okay, so Veriff like basically looks at your ID card and extracts the data, verifies that it's not fake, and tells this to I don't know, like a Volt, for example, so you can order wine on Volt. So this was all done manually. I built a team and a part of the product that does this automatically. Could call it AI. Then after Veriff, this is when the interesting part started. So this is where I spent a bit more than 3 years building my own startups. This is what I'll talk about today. And today I am at Pactum, which is a growth stage, relatively large Estonian startup. We're 100 people. We make software for some of the largest companies in the world. It is, I think, quite interesting. Would probably be extremely boring for you. So I will also not talk about that, but please feel free to ask if you want later. Okay, let me start from the first one. I have done a lot of small projects, side projects, even kind of a side business, but I didn't really go full time on trying to build a product until after leaving Veriff. So I left Veriff, and my idea was to build something of my own, and then in the last months when I was there, I was like hacking around on some of the problems I had at work. So I was trying to find an idea, and then I was like looking at the problems that I have every day at Veriff, and then I tried to solve those. And one of those problems, one of the most annoying things was so my teams had to label a huge amount of data to make AI models. So someone had to open a computer, click images all day. 10 people actually were doing that all day, every day, plus a bunch of outsourced people, so that we could make the models that automatically make decisions about images. It would be a lot simpler today, but back in like 2018-19, that was the case. And it took us like a month from having an idea to having the first like semi-working version of that machine learning model that was able to do what we wanted to do. So I was like, maybe I could do it faster. So I experimented around it, and I found like sort of like a technical concept that might help to do this 1,000 times faster. And I'll show you an example of how this works. So I called it CRISP, doing data labeling 1,000 times faster. The idea is that you have a bunch of images. This is from the actual product. You have a bunch of images. In this case, they are like from mosta.de, like an online sales portal. A bunch of images, and you want to, for example, create a category called coins. And people often don't really like classify their stuff correctly. When a user uploads an image or an ad, they don't classify it correctly. So I was like, you could build an image classifier to do this automatically. And the way my product worked was that you upload all of these images, you label the data manually, like the first page, basically you click once for red, twice for green, or vice versa. And then after like, 30 seconds, you know which ones are coins. And from then on, so this is what like, let's say 15, 20 examples. Typically to build a machine learning model, again, this is in 2019, you would need like 1,000, probably more examples to make something reliable. And then doing that would take like hours or days of labeling. What my app helped you do instead was, after doing the initial labeling, it basically like trained the model immediately and gave you the first predictions for what, like finding other examples in the dataset that are also coins, or also what you were looking for. And I think it like technically worked pretty well. It was doing the intended job. And so I think it was about 3 months or 2 months after I had worked on it full time that I started like contacting companies who I knew in Estonia. Like I knew pretty much every machine learning team in Estonia. I sent an email or called them, many of them were my friends, to speak about this product, like would they want to buy it. And then I think I did like 5 or 6 calls over the course of, let's say, 2 weeks. And the overwhelming response was they did not care. It did not matter. And the one person who sort of like probably out of politeness said that like they were willing to try it out. Like I gave them the instructions, I did a bunch of work for them to try it out. They did not try it out, which also shows like lack of caring, right? So in probably like let's say 4 months of full-time work, I was able to produce something that was like really cool technically. I also enjoyed building it, but then nobody wanted. And this was the first startup my first experience building a startup. It may be pretty common to have such a first experience.
But how did you
yes.
come across the idea? How did you feel like the world needed this?
Because I was, the question was, why did I think the world needed this? Because at Veriff, as the person that was responsible basically for, among other things, this, I felt like it could be a huge amount faster. And then, of course, I tried to sell it back into Veriff after leaving, right? But somehow it was like just not an important enough problem, I guess. And I think my own thinking about this was like largely theoretical. So I was like, you know, doing something 1,000 times better seems like a good idea, but then it's not clear that it's important or necessary, right? I don't know. I'm not sure how my brain works exactly or how it worked back then, but somehow I was convinced that this would be cool or good or important to do. Yeah, go ahead.
Do you think large form of data labeling would have been successful 2 years later?
Say again?
Like larger form data labeling, but like labeling all kinds of data.
Yeah, like text and other types, you mean?
Yeah, maybe most of the text, like after 2020.
Were you ahead of time?
I mean, I think I was not even ahead of, like, okay, now unpacking my failure. Thank you for the highlight. There were, at the same time, there was a company that I spoke to, an investor that sort of referred me to look at that company that was doing like something similar, but like 100 times better. And I would say like the core concept makes sense, still does. Several companies do it today, also sort of did it back at the time when it was, I think I was like roughly on time. Like I wasn't too early, I wasn't too late. It's just that I didn't have a good understanding of why or who would use it. I'll put it this way. Like I didn't have a clear image, or like I couldn't name one person who definitely wants to use this, including myself, because I was like providing the technology, but I didn't have any images that I needed to label. So in that sense, I had no users. I didn't have a theory for who the users would be. I didn't have, this is a good test, like if you're creating a product and you do not know even one person who would use it, like one concrete person who you could call right now or email right now, that's a pretty bad sign. You should probably have that. And I didn't. And that was like the overall, my first attempt. So 3 months in or something like this, I closed it down. 0 customers, 0 monthly revenue. Spent, like a couple of months on this. And so coming out of this, actually, as the next thing, I was pretty demotivated in like December when I decided to shut it down. It was like, for me, it had been like, I quit my job for this. It's like this cool, amazing idea. And then in December, like the reality hit me. And then it was like an existential question, right? Like my identity is now that I am the creator of this company or this product, but this product does not matter. So I have failed. Like I as a person failed, which obviously is also not healthy, but I think you can imagine like, if the only thing that you have focused on and you tell everyone that this is the only thing that you do, and then it fails, like it just does not go anywhere. You can imagine why I would feel bad. So from this, in like 1 month or so, I sort of recovered emotionally. And then I sort of decided to like not totally give up yet, but try to find basically one use case where this sort of thing could be used. So I went to, I think I just like literally was like brainstorming where this could be used and came up with an idea. So this idea was doing automated item labeling for an online store. If you have an online store, you have thousands of items, and it's really annoying to write the labels so that you could search or filter when you're trying to buy something. And that was my theory, like this technology could be useful there. So this time I was smarter. I did not build anything, and instead I took 1 week to run a design sprint. It's like a specific format, I think actually somewhat similar to what you do here. 1 week to prove out this, prove or disprove my theory that like this technology could be used for online stores. So what I did was like at the end of the week I had this prototype. I will show what it looked like. Again, before AI coding tools were available, so like this is a slide-based prototype as opposed to what you do now, which is you actually build a product in a week. So the user story starts from like some fake person on Facebook like advertising or sharing this new idea, new tool that they found to share their best products. Clicks on link. You can, and again in the mock prototype, you can put in your online store link. Immediately the products are imported. You can start labeling them, create these categories, blah, blah. It's not that important, like actually what the content is, but I'm just showing this to you how things used to be done before you could build a whole product in a week. And at the end of the week on Friday, I had 5 user interviews, so 5 calls, I think 1 hour each, with people who actually were managing an online store. I'm actually quite happy that I was able to find so many in a week. I think I paid like 30 euros each to do that, which was like totally okay investment for me. The feedback I got was, I think actually like reasonable, like not bad, just also they did not care. That's the typical response, like people don't hate your idea typically, they just do not care, it does not matter. And I didn't find it now, but I had this very good screenshot in one of my blog posts about like my face from, I recorded these user interviews, my face from like hearing the feedback live from the people, it's like on screen, it's like I'm so unhappy in the, in the image. I was clearly, it was disproven, this idea. But this time I did it in a week, not in 4 months, and I did not write any, like not even 1 line of code. So, summary, 0 customers, 0 MRR, 1 week. This is basically what I felt like. At least I got a good tweet out of it. What I continued with was, I sort of went a bit more back to what I know. And what I know is being an engineer at the startup. So, and also like one kind of a hobby or I wouldn't say a passion, but like something I've read and thought a lot about is how to learn quickly. How to learn a topic quickly, including, for example, at university, but in general, just anything that you want to learn, how do you do it 10 times faster than people normally do it? So the next attempt I made was Karu learning. The Karu name, I think, actually came later, but because I needed a name. But initially I wanted to build a tool that helps software engineers get better at their job. And this was actually a cool idea because you probably don't know this, but at most tech companies, there's a budget, like 1,000 euros a year, that is intended, 1,000 euros a year per engineer, that is intended for engineers to sort of level up their skills. This budget is almost never used. So if you can come up with even a semi-reasonable use case for this budget, it's very easy to get this. It's very easy to get people to pay if you're even reasonably valuable. And coming out of my previous 2 experiences where obviously 4 months, lots of code, 0 customers, I made a hard rule for myself that I would write 0 lines of code before I am sure that this idea makes sense. Foreshadowing a bit, I never wrote any lines of code. So what I did instead was I started having conversations with people in my network. Yeah, go ahead.
So we're seeing the lesson that you're trying to say that essentially get feedback faster from the market. Does the current client coding and you can get a prototype that looks reasonable very quickly doesn't change this rule?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Because you're I made slides, today I would just wipe code something, that's the difference. Because back then code was expensive. Today code is not expensive, that's probably the difference. So yes, good highlight. So I, obviously coming out of the industry, I had lots of friends, lots of people I knew that were themselves these junior mid-level engineers who had to learn and level up. So I reached out to many of them, I actually got many of them interested. I gave them this, showed them this deck. This was my first thing that I did. Improve consistently, become a better engineer. Basically a sales pitch to those people. Value, fitness app for learning, kind of a good X for Y. Explaining the features a little bit. And then the process, pricing, I think I actually went from 25 to 100 pretty soon after making this deck. And this is what the product looked like. So this is all Notion. I just created some Notion templates and also I freeballed a lot. I was get on a video call with a customer and then start thinking about how I can help them. How can I help them learn? So for the first one, I sort of did it live, then I thought about it offline, and then I did it again. And throughout these calls, I built up this like quote-unquote product, which included a bunch of Notion templates, plus me being in a call and helping them like run through the templates to help them learn. And I actually got, I think it was like 10 people total that went through like in different phases through the tool. I think they actually got a lot of value. I think they actually got better at the job. It was really motivating for me to see them get better. And then the way that it worked was that with every person, this is my calendar from 1 week when I was dealing with this. In the morning, I spent 15 minutes with every person, every one of my students, to sort of like just confirm the day's plan. And in the evening, for the first week, the onboarding week, I also like sort of recapped it so that we could kind of get into the rhythm. I started out with come back to you in a second. I started out with 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour in the evening, and then I started like tapering down the amount of time I spent with each of my students. Yes? Raudmõõk, it's a private group of friends meeting at my office. It's a group chat name, basically, and then I met those people. I couldn't easily delete it here, so I didn't care. So I started like, so I had, let's say 5 or 6 people actually every day putting in 1 hour in the morning learning according to sort of my framework, my product. All of them were paying 100 euros each per month to me to do it. It was their employer's money, but I didn't care. Like I got the money. And then I started reducing the time I spend with each of my students, because obviously like I don't want to be like a coach, right? I don't want to sell my time. I started ramping down the amount of time I spend with them, and that's where the problem started, because it's like through this process of reducing the time I spent with them, it was clear that their results, their motivation decreased with like linearly, basically. The less time I spent with them, the less they learned, the less value they got out of it. And then what I took away from this was that the main thing that I was selling, yes, there was a framework and there were objective parts of what I was selling, but the most important part that I was selling was accountability. Like Taivo, you have to tell Taivo next morning that you did not do anything, and this motivates you to take the 1 hour to study. And I didn't that was a bit of a tough learning, because otherwise I was doing okay. Like people got value out of it. It just was totally unscalable. And I couldn't come up with a good way of doing this accountability. Now later, like I can come up with some of this right now. Like it's probably a solvable problem, but at the time it felt like a critical hit to the product. So I shut this down as well. The result of this one was actually a bit better. 5 customers, peak MRR was 500 euros, and I think in May or June, that's when I shut it down. Next, I did something completely unrelated to any of the previous and all of my background as well. As you can probably tell, I have like very slight ADHD. But basically, the pitch for this is, I'm vegetarian. Who has ever tasted vegan cheese? Okay, good that you have not, because it's garbage. It is total garbage. It's not even related to cheese. It's not the same product. It's like, you would not recognize it in a blind test that they're trying to make something similar. So, and the reason that vegan cheese is so bad is that you cannot, basically animal proteins, specifically casein that is part of milk, it's like so crucial to the structure, to the texture, to the consistency of cheese, to the fermentation of it, that it's just like, without casein, it's like, you cannot make cheese, basically. Fortunately, you can bioengineer yeast, parm, to make casein. And it is possible, and it is not even like, as we found out later, it's not rocket science. It's like relatively predictable that you can make it happen, and you can sort of iteratively take that into a scale where you can actually do it industrially. And I'll show you but we didn't pitch those slides to anyone back then. I was like, I found them looking back, and this illustrates our thinking about the product. Problem, using a cow to manufacture proteins and fats in water is inefficient and costly. not to mention the ethical aspects of it and the environment. No alternative cheese that tastes good and has the nutritional value. Basically, like, pretty good personal problem of mine. Our cheese solves this, will cost 2x less, tastes like cheese made from real stuff. Bulk does, like, we sort of considered naming it bulk initially. Less CO2, methane, etc. It's like very clear problem, very clear solution. The biggest risk initially seemed that, can we actually, like, assume we have casein, can we actually make cheese then? Like, if we produce the protein, can we make cheese? So we set up our lab. This is my co-founder's apartment. We bought some casein in a sports nutrition store. You can see it here. We were looking at the YouTube video on how to make cheese. Sorry, it's just so ridiculous speaking about this. I don't know what I was thinking, right? But basically, so we made like two types of cheese. We took normal milk, we made mozzarella. It's actually very simple, you can do it. Tasted great. Then we tried to make sort of like fake milk by like combining water with casein and a bit of oil, and then making cheese out of it. This is the result. Like, turned out like nothing. Wasn't cheese. It didn't go together like cheese is supposed to. But we didn't give up. Like, what we eventually found out, speaking to food scientists, was that like this type of casein, which is actually, it's like animal source, right? It is not suitable for this type of thing because like it does not have chemically the properties to coagulate in the way that cheese needs to. And after doing these first experiments, we started like talking more and more about to food scientists and what do you call it, synthetic biologists. And then we actually, and my co-founder Laur, who is like has a really good hustle skill, he sort of like got us involved in the top synthetic biology lab in Estonia. So then we were in this lab, which is like actual proper lab with bioreactors, where you run experiments to basically, it's like software development, kind of like you modify the genetic code in a bacteria, and then you grow it for like 7 days and see whether it has the properties that you want. And then you go back and modify more of the genes, come back, etc. And these guys, by the way, they're actually doing their own startup now on, like, not related to cheese, but I'm glad they got something out of it. What we learned, what we did then was like, we figured out that the science can work. We just need to put a bunch of lab iterations into it. We sort of built for ourselves the roadmap, like what needs to happen to get to the point where like our cheese is in every supermarket. How much do we need to bring down costs so that it is cost competitive? Because you wouldn't pay for like 50 euros for a pizza just because it has vegan cheese. Then it doesn't matter. It's like a very niche product. We wanted to make something mainstream. And then what we realized was people in the industry said like this sort of thing would take 20 years. And we were like, we don't care. Like, we're much faster than you are. We can do it in 10 years. And we realized we are not willing to put 10 years into it. We're just like, it's not in us. We do not care that much about vegan cheese to spend 10 years making it. And then we decided to shut that down as well. So Karu Biotech had 0 customers, 0 MRR, 3 months, but also like an extremely interesting and, as you can see, funny part of my life, which I can tell people that I tried to make a vegan cheese startup. And then the last one I want to talk about is NFT part. So after Karu Biotech, it's even, biotech is a very, very fancy name for what we did. Karu, I don't know. That was the previous name as well for the learning app, and it was like a placeholder for like, I think it was like the name of the Notion page or something. There was no good reason. Like, we didn't spend a lot of time picking the name, and I think it was a good choice that we did not, because it didn't matter, right? Or do you think that the name stopped us from being successful eventually?
No, actually, he was asking, so why did you have an Estonian and English name?
But because like in English, Karu does not really mean anything, so it's sort of like this neutral name, pretty much. So that was the reasoning. Okay, and then I joined a couple of friends who had pivoted from 2 previous ideas into making NFT APIs for developers. basically making tools for software engineers who wanted to use NFTs in their products. Who knows what an NFT is, even roughly? Okay, very good. So it's probably like, you think of it like a picture that you can buy and sell on the internet, right? The way I thought about it was that it is, and still do, it is, could say that it was, a way to buy and sell things online, digital things, which not like, there are many nuances why it is not like, if you buy like a digital picture on Amazon, why it is not the same thing. But basically NFTs were a big thing then, and we found kind of a niche in making it easier to work with NFTs for engineers. And this is just a screenshot of the documentation page because I couldn't find the sort of landing page again. We spent, so when I joined the team, we were just like entering really rapid growth, and many people across the world were using us to create NFTs. At some point, I think there was something like 10% of all NFTs were created through us. Most of them probably spam, but still, it's a pretty impressive number for me. Then in a couple of months later, going through this very fast growth, we were able to raise money. This included the gentleman back there, Sten, who also joined us as a co-founder in building out a particular part of the vision. And then about 6 months after that, the whole market crashed for basically several reasons, but it took us, within 1 month, we went from like being engaged with some of the largest companies in the world, Google, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, all had experimented with our product, and with a couple we were in contract negotiations already. So we were like on the edge of getting some extremely good customers. And then the whole market crashed, and within a month, basically all of the people that we were speaking at these customer companies, they got fired or downsized. Like all of this NFT stuff was cut from all of those products and those companies. And what we did then was we had the tough decision. And our largest customer asked us to reduce the price by 95%, so 20x. And they were correct. Like this was the appropriate market price then. So there was a huge amount of competition coming up as well. Everyone was offering the same thing as we did, and we didn't really like have a way of selling this thing even anymore. And then we made the tough decision to stop working on it. Or if you look at my history, it's probably the easy decision, right? But we were like 33 people at the time, having raised a lot of money. For Estonia, at least 26 million is a pretty big amount. And we decided, we saw that there was no future in this product. So what we decided was we downsized half of the team, half of the others also left, and we were left with like 7 people. And we started experimenting around different AI products. This was the time that ChatGPT had just come out, so it was like a good time. And all of our team had a background in AI as well. And then for about a year, NFT Word, summarizing it, I think we had like I don't have the data right now, but we had something like 2,000 customers, a bit more than 50K monthly revenue, and we worked on this for roughly a year and a half. And I'll share one of the most significant projects that we worked on in this like AI era, because we spent like a year and a half trying out different ideas very quickly. We didn't find many things that stuck, but this was one of them. So we had previously built tools for engineers, and we did the same, but now not for NFTs, but for making copilots. Copilots were like the kind of like agents are today, like the main form factor for AI. I'll not go into details, but this ended up in the same way as the previous ones, 0 customers, 0 MRR. The main reason this was the case was this is an extremely obvious idea, and we had this idea, we worked on it for a month, we flew into San Francisco, went to the first conference we found, and we saw like 20 other startups doing the exact same thing with no difference at all. And today, if you Google, and I Googled Oh, I didn't. Okay, it's here. I googled Open Copilot, and this is exactly the product that we built, but it's not our company. Like someone else made the exact same thing, exact same name even, launched it on Product Hunt, and it's just like, it just shows how like not unique this thing was. So everyone had the same idea, built it, and I haven't seen anyone actually succeed with something like this right now. Okay, so 0 outcomes from this as well. I'll just give you like a couple of my learnings, and there are many, many things, and please feel free to ask more, but creating is hard. Like this applies to anything that you make from scratch. It could be a company, could be a symphony, a piece of art. But making something from 0 is really hard. And for this reason, this applies to every one of you as well. I just have this like extremely high baseline respect for anyone that even tries to make something from 0, even if they fail, just even trying. Like for me, this is at the very top of my status hierarchy, trying to make something from 0. 2, success comes slowly. So if you notice, then almost everything that I worked on was like 2 or 3 months. And back then, my sort of mental image was that, you know, you compare yourself to like Mark Zuckerberg or like the absolute best and fastest growing startups that sort of succeeded on day one. That was probably not true. These are often stories like crafted in hindsight, but that was what I was comparing myself against. So 2 or 3 months, like putting in 3 months and not getting any results out was enough to demotivate me, which now I'm a bit like more self-aware about this. I think it can take years before you see growth. And some of the biggest successes actually have been like years in the making. And 3, for the first 2 reasons, if you do not like and care about what you're working on, like you will not last 2 years. You will last 2 months. So either you extremely like the people that you're working on it with. That's probably also not enough, but like that seems to be like even a given. But the approach that I'm taking now, like after these 3 years, is I am trying to avoid starting a startup at all costs, and I will only do it if I cannot avoid it. Like if I just cannot set the idea aside. So I'm sort of applying this extremely high bar to any idea that I have, so that like point 3 is a bit more, I'm a bit more selective with the ideas that I work on. All right, that's the end of my scheduled talk. Thank you.
If you have any questions, you can ask, but 3 questions max, so use the chance.
Maybe starting from scratch is done. Maybe we never start with 0 again. With GPT-5, a couple of days ago, I had to totally reconsider my whole position in my workplace. And maybe SaaS projects are also things which just, we create them ad hoc, everybody creates their own product.
Possible. But still, like you're creating something that did not exist before, and I think the difference now is today versus before, let's say 5 years ago, is that it is much cheaper to, like the technical aspect, the execution aspect is basically cheaper. But I think like what I've realized recently about engineering is that writing code was not the bottleneck anyway. Like the most important part in all of my startups has not been how fast or how well I built it. It was about how well I was able to think about and validate, and basically finding and validating the idea. That was much more important. And it is not clear to what extent AI can help with that today. Like it can sort of simplify or make it easier for you to send emails and you can have a partner, sparring partner to speak with. But for me, it actually, the cost of engineering going down increases the value of the skill that is like outside of writing code. Finding a good idea, prioritizing, speaking to people, persisting, like all of these actually go up in value for this reason.
So you mentioned the third point that you will only start the next one if you cannot avoid it. So how do you set this bar?
it's it's not written out as an algorithm. It's more like feeling based. So I'm just like, how I've operated in the last 10 years is like, I have an idea and my immediate next thought is like, how can this be a startup? And now I'm trying to like, I have this idea and then I have a trigger that fires in my brain that says, shut up, Taivo, you're not making a startup. Can this be an open source project? Can you like just have a lunch with someone and get it out of your system? And basically I tried to somehow like resolve it without trying to make a startup. And maybe I have a theory, or I'm pretty sure that if I care enough, if it's an important enough topic, I'll just keep thinking about it. Like this is how my brain works, and I will come back to it. And then that means I cannot avoid it. And that's sort of the filter I'm applying. And also for like one reason I'm doing this right now, it's very aggressive, right? Is I have 2 young kids. So it is like very costly for me to start a startup right now as well. So yeah. Last question, if anyone has one.
So if you were to start a new startup, would you like do it in tech, like some advance, or something else, like cheese or teaching?
I would do it in something that I know. Like what I said before. If I cannot name even one person that could use it, that I could speak to about using it, and that includes myself. Like if I would not use it, if I don't even know one person, then I'm probably not the right person to do it, at least for now. Or maybe I should study the area a bit more before trying to make something like that. All right, thank you again, and time for Anders.
Thank you so much, Taivo. As I said, now we get to the presentations part, the demos part, where everybody can show off what they built in the week. And first up, we have tourist discovery, and then right after that, it's Fireball, who can prepare their presentation. So tourist discovery, come up here. Kas teil on mingisugused slaidid, asjad?
Yeah. Hello.
Yes. And the slides, did you send to me?
I actually tagged you in our channel, like last, so it's like fresh. Okay.
6, 7.
Yeah.
Slides.
Down.
Okay, but then the thing is that I have Arc browser.
Yeah.
It might be a bit weird.
Can you put it into, like, is there a way to like inspect, like in Chrome, so we can put it into
Inspect.
yeah, it's there. Select something like. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, I can do responsive.
No, like okay.
Okay, and are you comfortable with having the sidebar here?
Do you want to put them side by side? Where is the? I think can we split them? Or do you want to? How do you want to do this best?
We can split it.
To switch. I think.
But then like full screen.
Yeah. You can do slideshow mode, and then it's full screen when it slides, and then you have to escape. And then
Demo now finish.
Okay.
Say it again.
On the side, or should I split it?
Like this.
right now it seems okay to me.
Yeah.
Is it okay?
Will I just like pull this here, make it bigger, or?
Ran their own.
Yeah, you can do.
I should say that.
You know what? It's just
I think it's needed.
easier if we just separate.
Right.
And so, when you're done with the slideshow, vaid S ja siis lähed siia vasakule poole
seal on see best and best.
okei.
4,7.
Can I put that down? Võta ta pärast endale.
Võtad endale või?
Pärast.
No, it's mine. Nii.
Kui te olete valmis, siis saate vajutada siit nuppu, kui see läheb roheliseks, siis on ekraani peal näha.
Okei.
Praegu ta on roheline.
Jah. No kui ma vajutan. Jaa. Ei no pole vahet.
Kes ütleb siis, kes me ei mõtle?
Ma ei tea, kas on vaja. Kas me ei saa lihtsalt praegu rääkida ära või? See on palju lihtsam. Andreus, kas võime alustada juba või? Yeah. Can I put that dog? Can I put that dog?
Jah.
Put that dog?
Does that mic work?
Rah! Can I put that dog? Can I put that dog? Kas kõik on?
Aega jääb väheseks 4 minuti juures. Ma viskan ühe oma sõrme püstist ja teate, teil on ainult 1 minut veel. Siis selle aja jooksul te peate kõik kokku tõmbama. Ja siis tulevad küsimused minu käest.
Okei. So, kas võime alustada või?
Tulge istuge siia eesed poole. Täidame need kohad kõik siin ära. Tulge julgelt. Tulge teie ka ära.
Aga kiirustada pole vaja pigem selgelt rääkida.
Tourist Discoveries has their 5 minutes to demonstrate what they built at Hüppelaud 2025 starting now. Hey.
So we built an app for tourism. So if you're going to a new country, you can scroll on your phone or on the app and it will make a trip for you. The problem is that people have too much time searching for travel info, and existing services don't provide generic suggestions and they're not personalized. Our solution is to understand the user's interests and create them a personalized and authentic travel plans. Unlike other competitors, our app has fast and fun idea generation, and also the ability to plan in stages, from budget to accommodation.
So this is our app's main page. We got the name and the logo up there, and also 2 buttons. I know where I want to go, and I don't know where I want to go. If we click on the second one, it takes us to the discovery feed page, where we can scroll and discover new places and cities. And if we push the first button, we can select the city. For example, Venice, and discover places in Venice. So, yeah, here's the place name, and it has a little description. And there are also these icons, and which show you what sort of place this is, like a hostel or a hidden gem, and also how much it costs. So, and you can also add comments yourself. So I will write my name.
The app should be in the Discord, so you can you can comment, and everyone can see them.
So now here we have our first comment. We have also this filter button where we can filter our cities, our types and budget. So right now we have all Italian cities, and if you want to grab some food for low budget in Venice, we can see now all of the food places there. And if we like enough of these places, and view some hotels also, then we will get our button where we can see our trips, and here it shows everything that we have liked, and we can open it in Google Maps or on our own map, and it has these little icons, and you can see exactly where they are. And if you have something missing, you can just click here, and it will show you these attractions, and you can like them or see what they are. So yeah, this is our app. Thank you. Are there any questions? Yes?
So you merged 2 teams, but what were the aspects of
Sorry, could you repeat the last part?
You merged 2 teams, but what were the original ideas that you were put together?
So, me and Tobias's idea was to actually, in the first place, make a social media app about travels, and your team had more of this like organizing style app.
Maybe Kara, you can comment on that too.
Yeah, so basically the scrolling part, that's from Sebastian and Tobias. The scrolling part, that's from Sebastian and Tobias, and then the trip planning part, that was from the other team. And so all in all, together it actually worked out really well because you can plan a trip, but in order to like find things that you want to add to the trip, you can do the scrolling part, which is convenient, and then yeah, you can just discover new places.
So yeah.
So are you going to make money off this app, and if yes, then how?
Well, I think there's much more to add to this app, but I think it could generate money, and the way it could do that is with these companies. For example, a restaurant, they want to promote their place, they can pay us, and then we will like put it on top of the feed or something like that. Yeah.
But what if the place gets really bad reviews?
Really bad reviews.
The company pays for it, but then the customers vote no, don't go there.
Well, right now we don't have any solution to fix that, but we will think about it. Yeah.
Then they have to up their service.
Or pay more money.
Then you just make it look good.
Yeah, but the real question is, as Taivo was saying, does anyone want to use this app? Do we have any customers for this? Oh, 1 or 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, this is better than 1. Okay, not bad. So seems like it's worth trying to monetize it.
Yes.
Can you describe how you chose between different ideas? I understood the scope was bigger at first, and you kind of had to slice and make it kind of coherent. So how you decided what goes and what stays?
I think it was a lot of brainstorming and also asking the mentors. But we had like a lot of ideas for the app at first, but we had to choose the main parts and the parts that would actually define our app and show how it's better than other social media or such apps, traveling apps. Yes?
Technical question. I really like the experience issue, but it's not obvious to me how you could get the images for each object. How do you do that?
I accidentally spent 465 euros with Google Cloud API. Yeah. No, we had a bunch of locations. We heavily lent on ChatGPT to actually create an original CSV of the locations. But then to fetch the images, yeah, we had to use Google Cloud API. And to make things fast, we also asked ChatGPT to generate some Python scripts that we could run to then fetch the data. It was just making multiple duplicate queries. So when I spoke with Google Cloud technical support last night to get my money back, they said, yeah, there's just lots of duplicate queries in here. This seems really inefficient code. Like, why would you do this? So I think they're sympathetic to our cause, let's say. But yeah, everything's sourced from Google Maps. And then eventually we downloaded the images, put it on Superbase, and we have a backend running on Superbase.
Yes, at the back. Can you repeat that a bit louder?
Why don't the reviews say?
What do the reviews say?
Why don't they say something?
Why are there no reviews, you mean?
No, the reviews don't stay on the site.
Oh,
they should do.
Might be a small technical part.
Okay, let's take one last question.
Yes.
If you were to develop the app further, would you improve the social media aspect and add more places, or would you develop the efficiency and the features of the trip planning side of it?
I say 50-50, add 50% of both features. So the app has to be efficient, but it doesn't have to be bland. So there should be a lot more places to go. Yeah.
Well done. So we have Fireball next, and as the Fireball team is setting up, can the mentors come and say maybe a few words as an introduction as well about the week? And then team Tennistaja should prepare themselves. They are after Fireball.
Mis saab räägi nendest?
Jah, ja kui nad on valmis, siis vaadake seda nuppu siniseks ja siis jagab ekraani.
Okay, everyone. This team is Fireball, and they have done quite a lot this week. They have failed a lot, but finally they did succeed. They got over fear of balloons, at least to some extent, which is quite miraculous, I think, that they actually are willing to show, experiment live today as well. But I think, without further ado, this is Fireball.
Siin peab hoidma all.
Kus mul on?
Andres, kus need slaidid?
Ei, aga...
Tal ei ole seda.
Jah, panen... Ma ei tea, kus... Ma login sisse sellest.
See slaidid ei ole jube.
Ei, kus need on?
Ta ei leidnud neid.
Kus ta näitab mulle siia?
Siis küll.
Nad olid siin kuskil.
Okei, ma login sisse siis.
Okei.
Safari.
Couple of more minutes, you can talk about it.
Yeah, I think it's going to take a couple of moments. So if you just reflect on this week, what has just passed, I would say that this team had amazing teamwork right from the beginning. What they have definitely learned is also to think from the first principles and be bold and try things out and iterate quickly. So let's look at it.
So, yeah, we're Fireball. I'm Otto.
I'm Sandra.
I am Reisi.
And I'm Piret.
And if you don't know yet, we built a prototype for basically a fire extinguisher ball. And our main goals were to make a fire extinguisher that would be cheaper, easier to use than other fire extinguishers, also safer. So yeah, these were basically the three main problems that we were dealing with.
Yeah. And a little bit about the future of our product, maybe. We also want to clarify that this is just a prototype, and we have like a lot bigger vision, and we might talk about it later, or if you want to, you can ask questions about it.
So here on the board we have like the chemical reaction that we are using. So pretty much here we are doing like the simplified version without like the sodium bicarbonate around the balloon. So in one balloon we are mixing 2 hydropropane 1,2,3 tricarbolic acid, carboxylic acid with sodium bicarbonate, and using water to start the reaction and speed it up, and that generates a lot of carbon dioxide, which can explode and put out the fire quickly. And then we put another balloon around it and fill it with more sodium bicarbonate that the explosion can like spread over the fire and also help extinguish the fire, because when the sodium bicarbonate decomposes, then it also generates a lot of carbon dioxide.
And I want to clarify that the things we're using are basically just citric acid and baking soda.
So here we are putting baking soda into the balloon. And here in the bottle, we have already mixed the citric acid with water. And so we're just going to pop the balloon on top of the bottle.
So that's basically to demonstrate how we like make the CO2 that extinguishes the fire.
If the top is like a little explosion, then the fog might be sick.
The explosion will be a bit later.
You can talk about the product as well. Like it's a bit different than this experiment.
I talked about that. So this is like the inner balloon, and in the prototype we also had like a balloon around it with more baking soda that the explosion will spread. So here we will pour the
soda into the
mixture. And so this is the CO2. And this is a bit stronger than it was supposed to be. It usually doesn't leak. But the more CO2, the better, because then it will explode better.
So you saw the reaction there, but we didn't. Oh. Yeah.
Okay, we'll make another one.
Yeah. But we didn't like come up with it on the spot. So this is a picture of us finalizing the prototype. Here we're like also doing the same thing as here, trying to put the two balloons inside and inflate the inner one. And so, yeah, it took us quite a bit of attempts to get there. At first, we were even considering beeswax, as it's not dangerous to the environment and can melt in the fire. But as you could see here, sometimes accidents happen. And I'm going to show you one here. Yeah, so you can see we're doing the same thing as with that, and the balloon makes an interesting shape because the inner balloon exploded, and due to that, it didn't quite work out. But despite that, we prevailed and continued doing our experiments. And in a moment, I'll show you the final test that shows how it's supposed to work. Okay, yeah, so by the time, okay, so this is the final complete testing. So you can see we throw it and wait. Yeah, and the fire immediately goes out. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Okay. Yeah. And so now we are going to also demonstrate it. Okay.
fire in here.
Yeah, there's a fire, and we need to put it out. Okay. Yeah.
Üks võtab teine plaatab.
too see natuke ekraanist eemale.
So in case we had a fire, basically our product would what the ideal product would be, we could throw it in the fire and it would blow up by itself, and basically create a pathway into the fire for firefighters to enter. But currently our product is only for campfires and smaller fires. But we will demonstrate it now.
So in 3, 2, 1.
Any questions? Yeah.
How big of a fire could this thing extinguish? Is it like a big yard that can extinguish that?
Currently, it only works in smaller campfires. This is just the prototype. We would need much more CO2 and baking soda or some kind of green, fire extinguishing powders. We Googled one, but I can't remember one, for it to have a bigger impact on the fire. But currently, yes, only smaller campfires, and at the moment, it's only intended for campers or hikers who have a lot of fire.
So this was about the size of our usual prototype, and we tested most of them on buckets about this big. And so even if the fire was to the lid of the bucket, then it put out the entire thing. So the reason it didn't put out this one was because we used a lot of ethanol to make the fire bigger, because it was really windy, and the ethanol just reacted with the gas and started burning again. So it usually wouldn't do that. Any more?
Okay, very nice.
Okay, I think this works. So my name is Mihkel. I was the mentor for this cool team who went through one heck of a week. I think they learned a lot. They originally wanted to essentially start out with basically an app that analyzes the footage from playing tennis and then gives you some tips. But then, well, they kind of looked at it, did some competitor research, as you would do in a design process, which was very nice. So they found out that, okay, maybe we should pivot a little. They went through they did some brainstorming. And actually, I think something that they learned along the process was really the value of brainstorming, how far a 5 or 10 minute just brainstorming session can take you. So what they went for, you will see in a minute. But something that I, as a mentor, especially noticed that was the case was that when I was taking part at Hüppelaud for the first time, then we spent a whole week actually just writing code, writing HTML, CSS, and JavaScript and whatnot. But when I gave the task to, the team here, I think they were able to come up with kind of like an MVP solution in, 2 hours, I think, in Lovable. So that was something really new for me as well, to see how much all of this has progressed and gotten. So they actually decided to not stop there but go further. And actually, the last time I heard them pitch, I was really impressed by the actual progress that had been done. So I was like thinking, okay, this seems cool. This seems like something that would be cool to invest in, apart from the fact that I have little money right now. But yeah, so how is it? Right. But yeah. Yeah, so the team was actually quite self-organizing, I would say. So I was sometimes gone for a few hours, came to check in. Everything was running smoothly. There were a few setbacks, as is expected usually. But that was fortunately actually due to technical errors in the code, and basically a lot of bugs that come from using free trials and basically those sorts of solutions. But actually the team had a very healthy way, I would say, of working together actually. So they saw a problem, the communication was really there. So actually I don't have anything critical to say about that actually. And yeah, so I think the team really got to develop their, well, first of all, to get to know what basically product development is like. So essentially, how do you go through the process? Well, in a simplified manner here, but still get the first taste for it. And also they got to experiment with actually changing the code that Lovable came up with, tweaking it here and there. And I think they learned a lot from it. And now we're gonna see them show off what they've done. So the floor is yours.
Hello, we are team Tennistaja. I am Lore, and this is Emma and Jaan. So as we both play tennis, we know how annoying it is to book tennis courts. Each of the club has its own booking system, which makes it so much more uncomfortable. And also, which makes it so much more uncomfortable. And you have to go and go through different websites to actually find a suitable time. And sometimes you can't even find the time. You may have heard of an app called Playtomic. It's basically a really similar app to ours, but it's for paddle. But tennis community is actually so much bigger, so we think that our app would have even more users.
So here you can see a preview of our app. Here you can filter to find a suitable court for you. You can filter in which city you want to play, also on which type of court surface, and also either you want to play in or outdoors. And also you can choose a date you want to book your court. And if you put all those filters in, then you have a nice view of all the options you can choose from. You can see the club image, opening hours, price per hour, also a Google Maps pin, and just by one click you can easily book a court for you. And while building the app, we came up with a feature. So, for example, when you have booked a court, you have to find a partner to play with. And so we put the feature so you can again put on those filters, like how experienced player you are, in which city you want to play, and find a partner. There is a small description of yourself, and just by one click you can
connect with him. And this feature led to another one. So I have a good example for maybe, I think that most of the players, tennis players, have faced it a lot of times. So you have booked a court, but accidentally, maybe a few hours before your booking time, your partner got sick, and you have to find a new partner maybe just in a few hours. So you can make an invitation where you can write in which club your court is booked, and also in what time. So then when you post it, all the members of the app will get a notification that you are trying to find a partner, and they can easily connect with you, and then you just don't have to decline your booking time.
So in the future, because we want to continue building this app, we would first need some programming help to fix the minor bugs in the website and make it more user-friendly. And when we have fixed the bugs, we need some financial help to give this app to pro programmers who would make it good enough so we can start actually booking from the app and make money from the app. So this is the QR code if you want to try out the app yourself.
Yeah, thank you for your attention.
So, any questions? Yes.
Whenever is a matchmaking, but also creepy people, how do you keep them out?
We actually even made a brainstorm about that, and one of the better ideas that we got was that everyone has to verify their account, and prove that they're yes, and also we don't have it right now, but you can actually link your social media, so people can look at your social media and think, are you a normal person or not?
I understand that the reservation doesn't work yet, right?
No.
I mean, you probably check different tennis places, and they all have their own weird systems. Did you give any thought to how you can actually sync the different clubs? How will you ever get the reservation?
Yes, that's why we need some programming help. So we would make it good enough that all the different tennis clubs would want us to make
Okay, so you plan to manage their schedule?
Yes,
okay.
Basically.
Wow, okay.
Any more questions?
Next up we have Univi and Crash Robot AI can set themselves ready. Midagi muud väga, kas teil on heli ka vaja?
Võiks olla heli.
Võiks olla heli. Siis kanda see juhe endale arvutisse. Ja kui see heli, sa räägi natuke sellest meeskonnast.
So we have one of the university teams here. As many of you know, there are two of them. Our team started off trying to do this ebook kind of thing, but we slightly pivoted and probably are doing pretty much similar things to the other team. But in the end, it's our team this team has come up with Univiber, and this is your standard search, but with vibes. And it was like a rough start, but in the end, it all came together, and we even had time to have fun. So maybe the team can take it away now.
Okay, our product name is Univiber. I am Marko, this is Uko, Artur, and 2 members more, Kahrut and Egert. And our mentors is Sarah and Arnold.
So the process of our idea was that we wanted to think about the future. So after high school, as you know, a lot of people go to university. We're thinking about the same thing. So in the start, we thought about making an ebook based on real life experiences. So we wanted to question mentors of Hüppelaud and also people we know about their experiences of university. Then we came up with an idea to include an AI search engine that bases on vibes, so it's also helpful to people, not only talking about the experiences, but also basing the search that you want on the experiences, I guess. But then we decided to scrap the ebook and only go forward with the search engine that is based on real life experiences. So this is a very simple introduction of our product, our idea. So we made an app where you can describe yourself to the website through a questionnaire. And then from the database it suggests a university based off your personality.
So our website is for high school graduates who doesn't know how to choose their university, and for someone who doesn't only care about university statistics. So in future we want to scale it, gather more user data, add ID verification system, and spread it worldwide.
That's not all, and now is demo time. Okay, there is a share experience like where people can put their feedback about school or like about university. There is, yeah. And the search place where, for example, Artur, who searched university, his bachelor. Yeah, of course he has a lot of money. He put 100%. Then he's, of course, he's extrovert. And there's he can put his like vibe, what he wants. Okay, and now find my university.
Of course. So, as you can see, the system has chosen Toltec as the best option for him. 92% match score. Here are some basic statistics about it. So you can get in for free. There's 11,000 students. There's also a little description of the vibe, key highlights, and here you can see student experiences. Yes. So the second best option was University of Tartu, 90% match, and the same as before. A little statistics about it and a little overview.
and University of Stanford, 85% match. Yes, and the same as before, some experiences and key highlights. Thank you for your attention. Do you have any questions?
So how do you intend on gathering all this data for the people who have been to universities and want to share their experiences? Is that going to be some sort of a passive thing, or are you going to actively recruit, or what would be the plan?
If they show interest in it, then it is active, but most of the time it's passive, yes.
Why do you think this religion and these other things are important for university experience?
Because I think for some people it is very important. They maybe believe in God very deeply, and they don't want like a school where you only drink and don't study and don't believe in God.
Did you learn this from your interviews?
Technically, yes.
Trash Robot, AI, and Video can prepare themselves. And the mentors of Trash Robot AI can come and say a few words as they set up. If Video is ready to present now, then Trash Robot AI is requesting to change the slot. Is Video good with that? Okay, then we switch. It's Video now and Trash Robot AI right after this. All right, Video mentors can talk a little bit about the week.
Okay, this has actually been quite an interesting week with this group because from the beginning they already knew exactly what they want to do and they stuck with it. They only made it even better. Like when they came up with the idea, they already knew that they want to do both. They want to do an app and a physical product. So it was a bit bigger teams than usually. It was 6 members, but it got so well organized that both of the app and the product ended up quite amazing. Plus, they dedicated a lot of time to design, not just to the paint, as some people would just draw it up, but they talked to mentors and got great advice. They designed their product brand. They have very clear stickers, they have very beautiful colors and so on, but it's also functional. But I think they can now talk a bit about it a bit more. Yeah.
Hello, we are Video, and I'm Marta-Mia.
I'm Johanna.
So the problem that we found was that makeup produces so much waste. And there's some numbers over there, because we don't have a lot of time, I'm not going to read them, but yeah. Most of it is made from plastic, which is bad for the environment. It isn't sustainable, and it's just not very good. So our solution is a closed-loop circulation of refillable packaging, and the system is inspired by Ringo. If you know, you know. If you don't, yeah. Basically, the initial purchase comes with the product and then the packaging, and you use the product and you go and refill it, and then you return the package later if you're done using it or something like that, and repeat. And also, all of the materials, we did a lot of research on like what we can use, and we made sure everything is recyclable, reusable, and sustainable. Oh, yeah. And why this like could actually work very well is because makeup and like the beauty industry has been and always will be relevant. So it's like it just won't disappear at some point. And it's the stuff, there has been like refillable stuff made, but it's just not very good because greenwashing, and it doesn't really make much of a difference. I'm not going to explain it more. So, yeah. And people in the recent years have been more like conscious about zero waste lifestyle and more stuff. So yeah.
As for the physical part of the product, we have like two main packaging styles. So we have a pan that's made from PHA plastic, which is completely home compostable. It completely biodegrades in the ocean if needed, and like tin plate tins that you can replace once you finish your product. And another type is a glass jar that has a tin plate lid, and the glass jar can be washed and reused, refilled pretty much indefinitely until it either breaks or is too damaged to use it, or just recycled.
Are we gonna give it to the
Yeah, so
Okay, so we pass them around. So while I show you guys the tech side of it, you can look at it. So basically this is, I've had it set up here. It's very annoying, just ignore this corner here. So it's set up, it's like in the mobile view. So this is our app, Video app. And as soon as you open it, these things that pop up, these are your makeup products that are like most likely to expire soon in the order of which is like latest. And then here you can see that if you click here, you can see your makeup bag. And as always, our products are on top because they're the most important. And they have this little star, so you can differentiate them from the other ones. And when you click on them, you can read the description, the shelf life, as well as the ingredients and which ones are good for you and which ones are rather not. And when you feel you need some more, you can go to order refills, which can be done straight from our app. Choose what you want, add it to your cart, and you can also change the amounts of what you have in your cart. And if I don't want the highlighter, for example, I can remove it. And then my personal favorite part of our app is scanning items in. So I'm gonna open my computer's, oh, right, sorry, wrong button. I'm gonna open my computer's camera here. And if our products will then come with a QR code, so you can scan them in. You don't have to search for them. So I will just open it, and you put the QR in front of it, and then it should connect. But of course, since it's a pitch, it never works in the middle of it. Yeah, but you understand. And then you can also add them by search if you, for some reason, don't want to use the QR. And that is our app. Yep. Sorry.
So we really took inspiration from Ringo, the packaging company, that you can like, for like the glass tubs, you can bring them in store or either send them to the company, and then they can refill it and we'll send you a new one. And the eco-friendly packaging, everything is recyclable or biodegradable or anything like that. Oh, yeah, and whatever there was there.
And our target customer is quite literally everyone who uses makeup, and especially those who care about the planet and our future. And just marketing channels, probably more trendy social media like TikTok, Instagram, maybe even Facebook, but we'll see. Any questions?
So you have those other brands as well on the app. Would those also be using your reusable packaging, or is it just to track other companies' products?
That's just to track things like the expiration date and if you're running low and stuff like that. Mhm. Some brands have tried, but it just doesn't really work because it's kind of a hassle. It took a lot of planning, and the stuff that has already been made, it's basically like you have some sort of product in a container, and the refill is basically just order another one which just has a little bit less packaging and put it in there. So it doesn't really change much. Yeah. Hmm? Yes, because it's not like the main focus right now, so we haven't really done anything with like the actual makeup product itself. We're more focusing on the packaging and stuff.
Considering you have to collect the parts back as well, in which area, in which location would you start with this? It's hard for everybody.
I think it's easier to start like locally in a smaller area, maybe in Tallinn or something like that, and then slowly expand.
All right, now we have Trash Robot AI and CUV can prepare themselves after that.
So yeah, Trash Robot. So the team worked really hard and tirelessly until like 3 or 4 in the morning, multiple nights. A lot of different product iterations were done because we kept on coming on different blockers that a little bit directed us to a different direction, and now we have this that hopefully works. And yeah, this is the robot. No, but it took a lot of time and debugging, and but let's see what they have to offer us.
Wait a second. Okay. So basically, we had a lot of problems, and you can see that it cost like. Oh, okay. So, but I will shout like okay. It cost like really much because here is like the iPhone also because like the camera was pretty bad that we got, and we to be honest we have never tried like to put it to ride like this because the wheels are made of plastic, and it's getting broken like really simply, but I think we can like put the camera on or something like that. I don't know why they're laughing, but like, yeah. What can I tell you about it? I can tell that it's like a really cool trash bin. You can program it like in different ways. So basically, this has to work. What do you want? Okay. Basically, it can work that it catches your trash, but I think we made that it basically is running from your trash. So we've never tried, but we will try, because I think you have heard you can take it I think you have heard when one guy was speaking that there was a like this sound. So we know that it works, but we don't know how hard, how good it is, the construction, because it's made of plastic, because we didn't have the metal wheels or metal these things. I don't know what's the name in English. Yeah. But I really believe that we can put the camera on, because I can talk about the camera also. It's also a funny thing, because you saw in our video that it's you all in the trash can. So you saw in the video that I was a piece of paper. So right now we all plastic bottles or something like that, because it was not possible to make me not the piece of paper, but to train this thing. So it's a bit different, and it's a bit laggy also, but that's okay. It can recognize the plastic plastic cans and plastic bottles. So we will try to catch the plastic and to turn on the camera.
Let's just try to see if
Oh! Yeah. So, okay. I'm scared to put it. Okay. So the last time when we put it on the ground, the one wheel just ran away. So I'm really scared to put it on the ground, because I want to show you that it really works. The light is really bad here. I think we could put sinna. Oh, okay. Basically, yeah, you've seen that I was a piece of paper. You've seen that this thing actually works, but it's a bit laggy right now. So what plan does we have?
Well, ideally, this would come in different sizes. It would work. When you would throw this can or so, this would speed up. We actually fine-tuned the parameters. So in the first model, we had a different. So it would catch it at the exact point it landed in here.
Yes.
And we are currently trying to make it work.
But the camera doesn't work. Så blir lite stress av välja. I think we can do it without the camera, so or we can't. Can we?
Well, if it doesn't work, then it can always be used as a normal trash can.
Yeah, but I want to put it right. Kas me saame seda panna? Ilma kaamerata. No, teeme lahti.
How much time do we have?
Wait, you can wait. You all can wait. I just want to put the trash can on the land.
We have 1 minute left, so maybe you want to talk about some other stuff around it.
Some other stuff? What other stuff? We've done the trash can. Or what you mean?
The thing is, then we can take questions as well.
You can ask me questions right now, for real. You can ask questions. I just want to try. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, there are buttons.
Wait. Oh my god!
You see, there's actually a paper shredder hidden inside. There's actually a paper shredder hidden inside. That's why it's so loud. So it can efficiently shred, put it down. Down, on the floor. Yes, it works. Please.
Not doing. I'm scared of it. It doesn't work. It's like, it's drifting. But put it, yeah. Давай. But it worked. You've all sung. Like, thank you. So, questions? Yeah.
How did you like save the time trying to detect where the trash is gonna land and like look for that?
That, if I remember correctly, it I put some physics constants in here. It kind of approximated where it would land based on its own speed. It had an input for the bot's height. It drew the approximate place where it would throw the trajectory. If the object was thrown with a larger speed, it would draw a yellow line along which it estimated that the object would fly. It was pretty cool, but unfortunately we had to remove some functionality, but now we have done that much more efficiently and it worked.
Yeah, it worked. It just has like to have a bit better motors, so not like 9 volt.
It has a temper. It's a tiny little thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Only for the camera. Yeah, only for. Wait, or I didn't listen to you. No, only for the camera. Yeah, for the camera. Like we tried to do like the cheap camera, but the way like the view was so bad, so we used the other one. Some more questions? Oh yeah, sorry. I think not so much, but like right now it doesn't cost so much. Like I bought this bin like with €4, and the car you want to say?
I will estimate that in retail pricing it would be a cheaper model would be perhaps 150 because it holds all the electronics, all the motors, all the cameras, well, or a 100. That would be the lowest we can go. But I'm open to bidding.
Yeah, I bought the playing like the car, small car, and we took like the wheels. Then we have the power bank here. We have we have Raspberry. I think it's like the most expensive thing we have. Yes. But like the iPhone also. But like yeah, so yeah, it will cost 100, but like for us it will cost like something like €20. Some more questions? Thank you.
All right, CUV is the next team up, and after them we have multi-team, so be prepared. Somebody's phone is here. Whose phone is this? Huh? Who's the mentor for CUV? Tiit, you can say a few words.
CUE had a really great and clear and practical idea what they need to do. They want to observe and protect and also monitor undersea cables and pipes. And it's like really relevant because we already have had like undersea cables attacking and so on. So they are building a product which will crawl on top of the cables and make sure those cables are in good shape and protected. And they have made lots of different prototypes and finalized like this really nice product currently.
This is a prototype of a cable underneath.
Yeah.
All right, so, the screen. We are the team COV, in Estonian pronunciation CUV, and it's short for Sea Cables Monitoring Underwater Vehicles. And let's start with the presentation. So, we have seen a popular trend in the military tactics is a new way to target the government is cutting cables. It's really annoying, and finding the cut place in the cable takes a long time. So, our solution is a machine that can locate the broken part of the cable faster and more efficient. It will drive on the cable, and it has 2 different types of sensors that can predict where the cable is broken. Then when it gets to the broken part, when it detects the broken part, then it shoots out a small beacon that is gonna shoot out signals to the network, and then we could send backup and fix the cable. So obviously the customer is the government. Cables belong to the different nations, and it was strategically better to put something underwater close to the cables, because when I was in FLL, we wanted to make beacons that would stay underwater, but we didn't have a place to put, so the cables was the perfect idea for it.
So we drew up a lot of designs, and the most efficient one on the real cables would be a design like this. So this is like 4 wheels, 2 on each side, and it connects up to the cable really close by and stuff like that. But for the prototype, we made a simple version that just can drive, and yeah. So this would be the video of like the actual thing working underwater. So first of all, it drives up. It also has motion sensors, which can detect like a disturbance in the cable. Then it finds the broken part and sends out the beacon. The beacon sends out signals to the network, which can call boats to help fix the cables.
Yeah. Alright, so during our building phase, we ran into a lot of... So whilst we built, we ran into a lot of different problems, but by the end of it now, we got a working demo up here. Yeah. So, done? Yeah, okay. So, in our demo here, as the robot is driving across the cable, yeah, it slowly drives across, and once it finds a hole, it should stop, but it is a really sketchy solution we have right now, so it doesn't work all the time, unfortunately. But if we move on, yeah. So I think off of this design, we can't really do a lot, but our future steps would be to redesign it into what we have in the demo video, so as that one would actually be more effective and work properly. And also now in modern days, we don't have that big of cables anymore. The cables are really small, about 20 to 30 millimeters, and use fiber optics to transmit data even faster. For that, we were considering maybe like a drone, maybe, but that's a different design. And maybe after that, we could actually, once we have a more robust design, we could also test it underwater and see how that works. Now, potential problems in our design is that for the long distance trips across the Atlantic, for example, on their cables, it might not have enough battery to make it across, so this design might only be effective in the Mediterranean and Baltic areas where the cables are much shorter. And for fiber optic designs, it could be capable of losing track of the cable and getting lost in the ocean. And there's also always the risk of sabotage, be that from sharks, whales, other various sea life, or foreign nations wanting to disrupt the security of our cables. Yeah. So.
That's about it about the theory part. If you have questions about the materials, I can give you more details about it. And thank you for the mentors, and thank you for watching. Then we have some sources too. Next, Tobias. Yeah, some scientific papers. And yeah, now we can move on to questions. Yes?
Some of them are like that, but each of them varies in their design. Oh, yeah. Some of them are like that, but they each vary in their design in some way. We'd have to make slight adjustments to each to satisfy their needs for each cable.
And another problem is that sand exists, so it is in different heights with different cables. So that's a problem too, facing when we have a wheel design like this. But yeah, we can work on it. Any more questions? Yes?
Are usually the diameters of the C cable standardized, or will the robot adjust the size for each cable?
The robot will be adjusted to each cable, yes. Any more questions?
Yeah, I meant as in compared to this
Yeah.
thing, the very sketchy robot we made here.
It won't be made of those kitchen boxes.
Yes.
Any more questions? Yes?
Basically, yeah, to the governments. Maybe also working more, working with them directly to make sure that we're able to do it as effectively as possible. Yeah.
We have, so Denmark has drones that are currently watching over the cables, but our solution is better because it's already closer to the environment. It's underwater, and if a boat passes by, like not every boat is gonna be pass wire or like not every boat is gonna be bad or seen as bad. Yeah. Hostile. So we will already be detected when it has done. I mean, drones can see it when the action is going on, but maybe sometimes they just suspect like wrong boats. So our idea is just more, how to say it, careful. I would guess, yeah, simple, yeah.
All right, up next we have multi-team, and port map can prepare to come after multi-team. So where is multi-team mentors? Who can say a few words?
So the multi-team was a team of a couple of boys who were definitely very gifted, but what was the most important thing for them was to learn how to work in a team, and this is exactly what we were doing throughout this week. And initially we had a lot of ambition to make multiple ideas working during this week, and actually eventually we were able to combine quite some of those ideas in one solution which implemented all of them. And this way we were able to realize all these ambitions, but at the same time work together as a team. So let's see how it works.
Tere, mina olen Lukas.
Mina olen Kaarel.
Ja mina olen Manivald. Ja meie idee, meil tuli sinna mõtet teha siis vesiniku abil liikurula. Siis siin on see rula, kui ta pärast välja näeb, aga ma lihtsalt räägin, kuidas sinna jõudsime. Et kõigepealt meil siis alguses oli päris tõesti palju erinevaid ideid, aga siis üks hetk me saime aru, et see ei lähe väga kuhugi, kui me teeme nagu hästi palju, kõik teevad oma asja ja me ei jõua sellega väga kuhugi. Ja näiteks Manivald tahtis hästi teha mingid plahvatuslikke asju ja Kaarel tahtis teha rulla, eks me mõtlesime, kuidas neid kokku panna. Ja siis tuli selline mõte, et me paneme siis toru, kuhu sisse paneme siis vesi paukgaasi ja siis lõhkame selle, et anda siis rulale kiirust juurde. Eks nii saime need ideed ühendatud.
Teostuse osas siis ma pidin saama selle rula mootoriga tööle. Selle jaoks ma tegin kerge Bluetooth äppi, lisasin moodulid ja põhimõtteliselt äpis saab kontrollida siis seda mootorite kiirust. Ma võin lihtsalt demonstreerida siis, kuidas see töötab umbes. Et siin äpis on siis selline slider ja kui seda liigutada, hakkavad mootorid tööle. Kui nad hakkavad. Jah. Siin siis on näha, kuidas mootorid pöörlevad. Üks vähemalt. Ja kui ma liigutan, ma saan kiirust kontrollida. Okei.
Nii. Paukgaas. Me ehitasime ise paukgaasi generaatori või vesinik sama asi suhteliselt. Me ehitasime ta vitamiinvelli pudelist. Sinna läks 2 elektroodi sisse, elekter ja sellist vee- ja torusili miksi. Ja panime elektri taha ja sealt tuli välja paukgaas. Enam-vähem lihtne. Katsetamine oli väga huvitav, siis sai teha väga palju erinevaid pauke. Osad olid niimoodi tugevamad kui teised, osad olid kõrvadele juba ebamugavad, aga kahjuks enamus ikkagi olid sellised väiksed. Naatriumhüdroksiid oligi see, mida me panime lihtsalt selle veega, segasime kokku ehk peamine torusiili komponent vist.
Põhjust on siis suuremad takistused, mis meil siis selle vesiniku või siis paukgaasi saamisega oligi. No põhimõtteliselt esiteks, kui me panime sinna sisse, panime naatriumhüdroksiidi ja vett, siis ta kippus kogu aeg üle kuumenema, ta läks hästi kuumaks, me pidime teda jahutama, siis see pudel hakkas kokku sulama, igatahes siis kuum liim, mis me sinna peale panime, hakkas ära sulama. Et sellega oli natuke jamasid, aga ma sain tõmmata videot, mis me siis, kuidas me neid pauke läbi viisime. Niimoodi. Oota. Nii. Oota, mul ei ole heli. On küll heli. Aha. Nii. Oota, see on ikka väga pähe on see. Jah, kõik on maksis. Need on siis sellised nii-öelda plahvatused, mida me seal siis hoovi peal läbi viisime. Nii, analüüs. Põhimõtteliselt ma ütleks, et neil võib-olla midagi nii suure ei ole neil valmis ei saanud, aga seda teha oli igal juhul väga lõbus. Neid pauke oli väga lõbus läbi viia. Siis nende väljamõtlemine oli lõbus ja minule väga meeldis. Ütleme niimoodi, et midagi saime valmis ka. Jah. Me lõpuks tuli tegelikult eriti palju ei andnudki. Igatahes, jah, see oli rohkem selline idee.
Need mootorid peaksid siis lindiga ratta peale üle minema, aga kuna meil oli nii vähe, kes me ei saanud seda ülekannet korralikult tööle, niimoodi me lihtsalt praegu lahti võtma selle ülekande. See on algne prototüüp, et hiljem võib-olla võiks tulla siia külje peale thrusterid või midagi siis. Ei, mõlemal pool.
Nagu poolis.
Jah.
See on nagu, see oleks versioon 3, 2 veel on nagu see.
Oota, mis see küsimus oli?
Jetpack alla.
Oota, loid. No, see rohkem vist oligi selline... No, ta vist nii väga ei lahendagi midagi, ta oligi selline idee, mis meil tuli ja tahtsime proovida teda valmis teha. Jah.
Unifying their team can prepare themselves.
I'm Mikkel. I was the mentor for PortMap team. They had a clear idea from the start what they wanted to do, and they had also felt the problem, and so they started doing it, and they worked really efficiently, and actually on Wednesday most of the product was already finished, and they had really good teamwork also. And yeah, it was a pleasure to be the mentor.
Hello. Hello. We are PortMap, and on my right are Mairold, Oliver, and Iris.
Super. So, the website has two main tabs. There's a tab for the map of with all the ports on it. All these little blue dots are public ports you can use. When you click on a dot, well, also you can zoom in, zoom out, open full screen. But when you click on a dot, you see more info about the port, the maximum size of your boat, when it's open, the contact information, what water it's connected to, and that's basically the main idea. So you can use it to maybe plan your trip. And when we go to the list tab, you can see there's a big list of basically all the ports. There is a search bar and filters for the size of your boat, and different amenities that you might need on your trip. We also made these into logos, simple logos, and we also have a feature called Show on the Map, whereas when you click it and go onto the map page, it should be see, it's highlighted in red. The main idea is to plan trips. It's mainly for fishermen, sailors, basically anyone with a boat, to like find the perfect port for them that fits all their needs. And yeah, that's quite it. There's really nothing else to it. It's a simple map. And also, we'd like to thank our mentor Mihkel Jesse and Gabi for helping us with the design. Does anyone have any questions? Yes? Well, there have been tries. There's an app called Harbor, but it shows only like maybe 4 ports, and it's difficult to navigate.
It has like the ports, but it doesn't have utilities, and it's like not Estonian based. So if they're gonna expand, it's not gonna expand to Estonia first. Yeah. We get the info from Sadama Register. They have like a public API where we got it from, all our info and ports from.
Yeah, Sadama Register doesn't have any like map. They have just a list, and they also have a free API with all coordinates and amenities. But all of these are like small ship boats, so they don't account for like bigger like cargo ships or cruise ships and ships of that kind and scale.
Yes.
It's supposed to be depth. So how deep the maximum like boat can go, but yeah.
It doesn't show 4,000 meters. It shows 4.000. We noticed a bit later, so we didn't have time to fix it, but it's just like a decimal point. It's not 40,000. Any other questions?
Oh, I made the logo. I wanted to make a softer one, like rounder, so it wouldn't feel too sharp. It's kind of sharp, but not too sharp, you know? It's a sailing boat. That's about it. Aitäh.
All right, up next we have Unifinder and Shelfie can prepare. Yes.
One additional thing about the previous team is that they had almost no programming experience, and they made the full program without Lovable and just the normal development tools and Cursor and VS Code Copilot, because they ran out of Cursor credits multiple times. But they did a really good job and unexpectedly good without any knowledge of web development. So and the same is for this team, but they have had much more experience in web development, or Cover had. So they did a university-find application like the previous team, and I also did the same in 2020. It's like Unifind, Univibe, and ours was Unilocate, and it seems like a big problem for many people to find what to do with your career, and it's understandably big and quite hard and a vague problem to fix, and much bigger than just one hackathon problem. But it's cool that everyone tries to do it, and this team, I gave them a lot of inspiration about how to I don't know much about psychology, but for a prototype, how to enter the problem from a psychological angle, and try to understand the young person deeply. And because most of the quizzes just ask are you a team player or a lone wolf, or do you like technology, or don't just really strong categorical questions which actually give you no insights. So, but I think the team did a really good demo, and they all worked together really well. And yeah, I'll give the word over to them.
Thank you. So I'm also one of the mentors. It's my first year, so I didn't try to go so full on into mentoring, but still be part of the team and help them. Like Jesse already mentioned, we tried, first of all, our idea was that because there's millions of high school students going to university, and especially in Estonia, we feel that Estonians are teenagers. We know English so well, and the borders are open, so you do not need to stay in Estonia to study. You have the option, and you have free will. It's just that there's so much information and so many universities that it might be too hard to choose. So we decided to help teenagers with a questionnaire, and we also shared the questionnaire in general chat in Discord, so you can all go and look for yourselves. It has a really good psychological basis, so if you think that the question is stupid, it's not. It actually works. And now Kaur will tell you about the program itself and demonstrate it.
So yeah, we have created an app to find your perfect university match. So let's demo it on René. So we can press get started. We create an account.
And usually, for me at least, it takes about 7 to 11 months in Excel, just writing out colleges, thinking about your major, your minor, what country you want to study in, what job you want to do afterwards. With our program, not only can you do it in a matter of minutes, but you can also increase your chances of getting into the chosen universities, as you will see in a few seconds.
Yeah, so we just created a new account, and this is our questionnaire. For the purposes of demoing it, we have created a button to complete the questionnaire for us. We just don't have time to complete it. When we complete the questionnaire, there's a bit of waiting. We're gonna look at your data that or your answer that you've given to the questions, and then we're gonna kind of vectorize it and compare it to other universities for the perfect match for you. So.
So I can give you a good question. Well, you saw the Stephen Hawking question, but another question I like myself a lot is this: if you have one piece of gum left and your friend wants one, do you chew it together? You chew it in turns, or you throw it away because no one deserves it? And that really tells you about as a person what is your decision there.
So yeah, this is the summary. This is the short summary, and this is the longer-sided summary. If you don't want to read it, that's good. Here are some other metrics that the AI generated. Then we're gonna look at our matches that we had, and we can see that here are our matches. We got 20 matches, which is a pretty good score. So let's look at, for example, the University of Iceland. Here we can see a short introduction of the a short bio of the university, the number of its rank in the world. Well, obviously, a national rank, it's number 1. There are also some student life about information and admissions information, and also you can browse all the universities that we have scraped from the internet. Yeah, so we're getting the university information from the internet, we're scraping it, and well, sometimes some fields are missing. We're gonna fill it in with the ChatGPT, and yeah.
Okay, so somehow it actually works now. The acceptance rates are normal. A minute ago it was like for some schools like 8,000%, and we had like a really good bond that if you use our program you will achieve over 100%. But suddenly it works. But that's the way of code. I will now give it the microphone to my teammates, and they can tell what they have learned. Martin won't get the word because he's a mentor.
I think a big thing we learned during these 5 days is all the new AI tools and how to implement and use them to create these projects. As our mentor said, we had no coding experience, but using these new AI models or agents, it is so easy for us to do those things we couldn't before, even when we haven't learned anything before.
Yeah, I would also agree with that, and also I personally learned a lot about teamwork and planning the different tasks you have to do and getting everything done. Yeah.
Any questions? Yeah.
So, how do you actually match it with the personality? I mean, what data do you gather about the universities that you can use to match someone with the personality? What can you find about country university to match it?
So the question was, how do we match the universities to the users? So what we do is we take the user side of the questionnaire that the user fills out. We vectorize the answers. We also do it on the university side. Here you can't see all of the you cannot see all of the information we gathered, but there's a ton more information that's not really relevant to all of the users. So there's a lot of information not here displayed. And we also do vectorize the other part of the university, and we use the similarity search to compare the university to the vectors.
But the data source is just the university website?
No. We use AI. We use LLMs to scrape the internet for the information. Yeah, we. Yeah, there's the question there.
That's a really good question. First of all, we weren't even in the same house. We left because we didn't get along really. No, but actually, actually, on a serious note, at first, because they had a different idea, they said that they were doing the ebook. We thought that our like interests wouldn't collide as much because they were going more towards this like university students' experience. So what they experience and what they tell you. We decided to go more on this analytical and data side, such as to help you filter out this huge clusters of data and these universities and all these statistics that might not matter matter to you currently, but later on you might realize that, oh, if I would have known about this data set, I would have maybe chose differently. But when you should and when you should not, I think as a scientist, like you should always, because you're like working towards a general solution. As a business owner, it's all about, I think, the money. so whoever succeeds the fastest, I guess, who wins. And obviously, at the end of the day, yes, we want to better everyone's lives, but it can't come at like someone's just cost. You know, you have to generate the money from somewhere, and if you have a competition, then you can maybe take some ideas off of each other and help with some general problems, but everybody has this little business secret, so I think you can't like always go into full like collaboration mode. I hope that answered your question. Any more questions? Andrus, no questions?
Thank you so much, guys. Next up, we have Shelfie, and after Shelfie, we will have the last team to present, which is Spy Boo Boo. So Spy Boo Boo, get ready.
Yeah, it was a great experience being a mentor to this team. Margus, Willem, and Robert have done a great job. They really quickly, in the first evening and then Tuesday morning, got the basics of the app working, which was unheard of speeds, and they worked well. It was a bit up and down with motivation, but in the end they got it done, and the app was working for 3 days, and then suddenly yesterday it decided to not work when our programmer Margus went away. But we got it working again, so now we hope for the best, and it should work. But I'm really proud of them. I'm really proud of what they achieved and their teamwork and collaboration, and that they worked so efficiently. Yeah, hope you enjoy their demo as much as I did.
Dennis, do you have anything to say?
Of course, while we're making the magic work, whatever way to connect it, let's see. It shows green. It's supposed to be blue. Anybody can help how to connect the laptop? It's USB-C, yeah. Maybe another one. Try another one. Maybe it was showing at some point like screen or mirror and so on. While Andrews is helping a lot, I'll tell you 3 things about the team. We started out as a fridge scanner, but using the insights from the previous Hüppelaud team who did a fridge scanner, we realized that the team realized that scanning the fridge is a hard problem. There are many shelves, you need to put many cameras, there are things at the back of it, so it's really hard problem to solve really well. So the team pivoted to what you will see soon, tracking not the state but what comes in and what comes out, which was great. 2 of the 3 members never had coding experience, and it was really a pleasure to see them ramping up to speed and contributing and actually developing features and keeping pushing and adding more and more features. That was great. And of course, shout out to Margus, with dedication, working until the midnight every single day, and working on the bus to get the first versions up and running. It was really a pleasure to see how on the whiteboard the list of features and things to do if we have time actually got crossed out, and more things got implemented over the time, and as the team got more ambitious. So yeah, guys, take it up. Good luck.
All right.
have you ever gone to the store not knowing what you have at home and then calling your mom to just piss her off? So we created a solution for that called Chofi, and it is an AI-powered household inventory management. And Willem, you can.
So this is our app. At the top you can see the total items that you have and what are you running low on and what you're out of stock for, and also how many items you had in the shopping list. Then going down you can see the receipt scanner. So when you buy something, then you take a photo of the receipt, and it adds all the things on the receipt to the list. So it basically works by communicating with like OpenAI, and then it categorizes the items and then sends them back to the list. Then you can also add items manually. For example, like if you're like at a farmer's market or something and they don't give you a receipt, you can still add it manually. And also you can scan your trash, so it will automatically take it off the list. But right now you could upload a picture, but in the future you could put like a camera on the trash can or near the trash can, so it would be automatic. Okay, so there in the pantry section you can see them categorized, and you can add like manually also the amounts and what's the minimum amount of things you want to have at all times, and also when it was last updated. And when it goes below the minimum, it says like running low, and it goes to the shopping list. And yeah, so when you're at the store, you can open the app and see everything you don't have at home currently or are running out of. And in the top right of the screen there is a menu. Here you can choose the household that you're like currently seeing. You can create a new one, see all the members in the household. You can switch between light and dark mode, choose a language, background music if you want, but you would have to upload your own song file. And you can delete the household at the bottom. And yeah, that's about it for now, but like future features include like expiry date for like the things that you have, and also like cross-platform, like so it could communicate directly with like the grocery store app, so the like digital receipt would go straight to here, and you don't have to take a picture. And yeah, that's about it. Question. So it would be like a subscription-based service. So like the owner has to pay like a monthly or annual fee, but everyone else who like joins a household, they don't. That's free for them. Like. Okay.
Yeah. Have you considered maybe having also like stores being the ones who pay for your service, because that would lead the app leads people to put things on their shopping list and maybe target them to buy them to specific stores.
So like selling your data basically, or what? Like.
They already have your.
I mean, we thought of that for like a moment, I guess, but not really like deeply. No, like that. We're not gonna put the camera in the fridge. Like what?
from online or what? Okay, but like most of the people probably don't use like water bottled food like every time and like actually go to the store. So. I don't know, we haven't really thought of that like that angle.
And now we have the very last team to end these demos with, I don't know, a bang. An awesome demo.
Hello, so we're the well-known Labubu team and we call ourselves Sky Bubu.
Okay, so I think all of you know Labubus. They're adorable for some people, but they're utterly useless.
We have a solution.
Obviously, we have some technical issues, but that won't stop us from demonstrating our wonderful product, the Sky Bubu. So, as you just saw from that amazing technical demonstration, the Sky Bubu is an automated Labubu that controls your house and checks if there are any unwanted intrusions. It's fully equipped with an ultrasonic sensor that detects any movement or something change in the distance from the robot to the wall, not allowing it to sort of operate by itself, as well as a live camera feed.
It was live just like 2 seconds ago. Okay.
Äkki se hotspot
Interesting. Anyways, as well as a speaker that plays a sound whenever any animal is moving. Yeah. Yeah, and that's
So a bit about our team. Okay, we have 2 co-CEOs. Me, Anna Frederica Divas.
And I'm Gustav.
My name is William and I'm the head of marketing.
My name is Karl-Erik and I'm part of the support team.
I'm Marit and I'm the CFO.
And I'm Laurel and I'm the CPO.
And I'm Hanna, I'm the head of human resources. kas sellest on mõtet üldse rääkida? Okay. Nii.
We want to give a special shout out to Tobias Magnusson, as he was an instrumental part in keeping our team sort of group dynamic and shape. Without him, none of this would have been possible. So can we get a round of applause?
So, and all of this wouldn't be possible without our mentors. So, a horrible mentor for Caroline, who didn't make it, and and let's make a big applause for other amazing mentors, Karel and Märten, who were really helpful with the technical team and technical stuff. So.
That's our presentation. Are there any questions? Yes.
Well, like if you think about what a labubu by itself does, it's sort of like a fashion accessory, right? So it sort of serves the same purpose in this. So it's a practical tool that also looks amazing. So that's.
Where can I invest?
We're right here. Our pockets are empty and we're waiting for you. Yes. Yes, excellent question. The labubus actually are equipped with a laser, but unfortunately, as you saw from the demonstration, we had a bit of a technical sort of a hiccup, yes. And that was in fact caused by the laser causing something to short on the circuit, and the labubu caught fire yesterday or something. So yeah, the sort of military capabilities are also definitely there. Any more questions? Right now, it just plays like a normal sound effect. So if you happen to be in the same building, then you hear that something's up. Unfortunately, not yet, but that is definitely something. If we get the proper investment, that's something we could definitely do. Yes. Are there any other questions? No, the answer is nothing. No. Yes. Sorry? Again, like with enough investment, anything is possible. So I guess the sentience should be another goal. But no, not at the moment. Yes, thank you so much.
All right, well done, guys. Let's now give a big round of applause to all of us, to all the 12 teams that came and presented, and to all the mentors. Now, as a little bit of a treat and celebrations, we have brought some cake, and that's at the back of the room there, so let's head that way and let's celebrate a little bit. Huh? jah, nad juba läksid, jah. Ma ei hakka praegu tagasi kutsuma neid, aga jah.
Palju õnne, tegime ära.
Meil on mentoritele ka tegelikult head ja paremat, saame jagada.
Livestreami kinni panemisega.
Alex tegelikult remotely praegu haldab hästi.
Sa ei ütle seda, ma pean teestama seda õllatust, ma seda teada.
Ja, ma ei ütle küll.
Taivo.